Man, welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius ceremony. Thank you guys so much for your patience. This is the Peace Dealer. I'm here with Apollodyte. What's up, bro?
What's up, fan? Thank you so much. And this is going to be quite. Oh, is that yours? Yep. Anyways, okay. So anyway, we are here live on this very, very special new moon in Sagittarius, and this is a very, very magical time. And we just got the King of Pentacles too. So this full moon or new moon, it feels like a full moon. It definitely talks about us fully evolving to our highest magical potential. So. Yeah, this is going to be very, very special. So how are you feeling, Mike?
I'm feeling great. There's everything to do. I love how you said that right now. We're evolving to our highest spiritual potential. Remember, this is highly mutable energy. So we're taking into account 6 months to a year of change that's just going to happen. It's going to feel and look like it's happening out of nowhere, but this was literally 6 months in the making. So if a lot of you are feeling intense, incredible shifts in your, Susie, Paul Daddy, Susie thinks you're hot. That's what's up. If you're feeling incredible, intense shifts in like your attitude, your being, this isn't coming out of nowhere. We just finished Scorpio season. So really embrace that. A lot of you right now are going to be feeling as if there's a newfound source of strength that will give you the courage to attack and face death itself. So don't have any fear with the challenges that come through. Thank you, Alex. Definitely put yourself in a position to set your intention, release. And Apollodyte, what kind of advice do you have? What do you think we should set the intention for based on this new moon?
Honestly, first of all, do you have your
Echo?
echo? Yeah, I feel like, is it coming on your side?
Yeah, no, I'll just put these headphones on.
All right, that's good.
Actually, I'll put the other headphones on. Hold on.
1 second.
Do 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 do. All right, you can go ahead.
All right, we're good. Okay, we're good. So, your question was advice for this new moon with the intention. Honestly, I don't have the answers with this really, because it's really whatever your fantasy is. So, it's your dream. It's your greatest vision, and this is Sag and Pisces energy. And I find it interesting that if you break down the 3-4 sign sections, it's the last sign that has the 2 mutable signs, because it's the first one that has the cardinal, the second have the fixed, and the third one is the most magical because it has the most mutable energy. But not only that, it's fire and water. It's by very definition spiritual. There's no intellectual, rational context. And right now, Mike, I don't know if you can see him, but he's sort of fading out into this etheric figure, and this is very appropriate for this new moon. And now he's moving back in. So that,
dude, that's so crazy.
And so that's honestly kind of what you want to do with this new moon. You really just want to play with it. You really honestly just want to allow your vision to, you want to embrace the Pisces dream. And Pisces is so brave. Pisces is the bravest zodiac sign out there, arguably other than Leo. And that's because they fully invest in the fantasy, regardless if it makes absolutely zero sense or not. And so this new moon is actually sort of a precursor to the Pisces new moon, which we're going to experience 3 months from now or 4 months from now. So we're now in this position, and the moon has already been blessed by Jupiter. So we're really in this position of knowing how magical you truly are and how you can truly release from the old and step into the new. And there's been so many different astrological aspects about release and transformation and letting go of the past so you can evolve to the future. Because keep in mind, Uranus moved into Aries at the same time that the nodes shifted. So this is literally the fate train shifting gears and moving into a new level, into a new being. And so having this new moon go on with all of this watery Pisces energy, it's talking about truly believing in everything that is your fantasy, that is your dream, because it's not untrue and it's not unreal. It's just in another plane of being and another plane of perception. So yeah, this full moon, or I keep saying full moon because it feels like a full moon in a sense, because it's really the culmination of so much energy and so much work that you've been putting in for so long. Like, it's going to be happening instantly. This is going to be happening so fast that you're not even going to be aware of it, where it's one of those things where it happens so quickly, you're not aware of it. So it's not like you're doing something and it's not having an effect. You're not actually aware of it up until this point in time. And with the Neptune square, it's also adding to the element of depth. So yeah, what are you feeling right now?
I feel like that was so well said, especially about how quick a lot of this is moving. It's something that I had to learn the hard way. And Susie, Apollodates AC is Leo. We got a double Leo in the building. But yeah, it's very amazing because we don't necessarily register, you know, the fact that our subconscious breathes for us, sends antibodies to heal illnesses and, you know, opposing viruses while we're just here in our reality doing whatever. We don't, once again, like, we don't necessarily acknowledge any of this. It just kind of happens. You know what I mean? I did have to fight a dragon real quick, and I did step out the dark side. You know how Archangel Michael do? You got to stop time and fight a battle. But it is what it is. Like, all these things happen so fast that this is why we just want to focus on our consciousness. This is why we want to have faith and belief. When we walk and co-create with the universe, we don't have to worry about what's happening because we're aligned with our intent. And while we're busy co-creating consciously, our subconscious and everything around us, you know, allows everything to flow through. And this is one of those new moons where you're going to experience at a greater level just how magical you are, just how magical life is. And, you know, I really do invite, this is a new moon that's squaring Mars and Neptune in Pisces. So there's no limit. I really don't feel like there's a limit to how much you can dream. Can you touch on the meaning of Mars on Neptune right now?
Absolutely. And so it's very interesting. It's such a conundrum because Mars and Pisces, it's not strictly in its detriment, but it's in its 12th house period where it's evolving and it's realizing that its potential is limitless and it doesn't have to do anything. Where the warrior sits down at the end of its life and meditates and realizes that the fight never ends and that it sort of gives birth to Aries again. And that's sort of the Pisces Aries dynamic that we're also experiencing with Uranus. And as Chiron is also kind of bridging this gap, as soon as Chiron moves back into Aries and Uranus is back into Taurus, this is going to be shifting the gears and solidifying what you're doing now with Pisces energy. And considering that Mars is moving through to its rulership again in Aries, which I believe it takes around 2 years or so for it to come back. So this is a big deal because within the past 20 years, all of the planets will have been back in their rulership, including Pluto in Scorpio, Uranus in Aries, or Uranus in Aquarius. We've got Neptune in Pisces now, Saturn in Cap now, and Jupiter in Sag right now. Venus is just in Libra. Mars is coming home. Mercury's always home, you know, usually for the most part. And the moon and the sun move so quickly every year. You know, it's so crazy how we're now in this period and we now qualify because Venus finishing up there. Actually, well, Mars moving here is going to finish things up. But this 12th house Pisces conjunction with the ruler of Pisces back home, you know, this only happens for how many years is Neptune in a sign? It's only like what, like 15 years, I believe.
I think so. It entered Pisces 2012 and it's leaving 2025.
Yeah, so give or take there. So this is astronomically big because Mars here conjuncting Pisces is sort of like evolving to the spiritual warrior. Oh, for those of you who know Bleach, this is when, and my Bleach info is kind of rusty, but this is sort of how you kind of have to die in order to become a soul reaper. Because it's like you have to transcend humanity, and that's what Mars sort of represents, that primal human animalistic side. So it's sort of like the animal is becoming divine in a sense, and it's being ordained. And
If I can interrupt you, they don't really die; they just leave their body. But that is a death symbolically. So,
oh right, I can't remember what it is. There's some anime, some manga, something, but you have to like literally die before you can obtain before you can be a full service, and that's what this Mars Neptune conjunction is really talking about. But even physically wise, Mars deals with your innate heat to a degree. It talks about your body's inflammation response, and so with Neptune representing illness and pathogens and bacteria, viruses, and whatnot, the immune system's compromising, so it can evolve to these new threats that we're going to. And it's not necessarily like the T cells or the white blood cells specifically, but this notion of repelling foreign energy, of repelling frequency, Gesundheit.
thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot of resistance, if you will, and this is also sort of a precursor to a lot of this Pluto Aquarius energy that we're going to be heading into when the galactics finally start to show up. So
Yeah.
I feel like this is kind of like a tetanus shot, if you will, or a booster shot rather, where you are receiving a lot of negative energy, but it's not to weaken you, it's to strengthen you, because the idea of a shot or some sort of antibiotic is that it introduces the threat in a microscopic tiny amount that can't harm the body. So we're all going through this phase, and with Mars, it's all even talking about our ego and whatnot. So it's like it's a really powerful time. And since Mars rules Aries, some people accredit it to the full rulership of the body, which I think it has absolutely some effect to it, but that's kind of a matter of debate. But Mars absolutely deals with this human level of awareness, this very human-like condition. So we're transcending that. We're transcending humanity. And a lot of people don't believe it, but you're manipulating energy with your conscious will alone. Light behaves differently whether it's being observed or not, whether it's a wave or a particle. And that alone is huge, because that's literally talking about creation with the universe just by observing something or lack thereof.
Profound.
So, yeah, very profound.
Highly profound. And just to add to that, the whole notion, first of all, shout out to those of you in the live chat. We really, really, really do appreciate that. Sorry for the background noise. I was cleaning my table up, but yeah, this is really a great milestone, because we've been doing this even outside of Future Life. We've been meeting together for a while. This community is growing. Like, that's a fact. No matter what anybody wants to say, we have consistently been congregating and communing. The reason why this is important is when we get to Aquarius season, that is a vibration. Whether you have just joined recently, whether you have been a day one, this is all faded. And that's an energy. That's an actual energy that exists. The whole actual intent of coming together. We have been creating and pulling together our intent. So these ceremonies are way, 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 way more significant than they appear on the surface. And that's why this ceremony specifically is going to show you, Sagittarius, the impact. So the first thing I want to say, honestly, is for those of you who've been showing support, for those of you who've been coming through, please pat yourselves on the back, because once again, whether this is the first time you're here or not, you're going to see concrete results. Yeah, of course I was perfecting my Millie Rock. I had to do it in Walmart, but you're going to see concrete results very powerfully and perfectly for not just the intentional work you've been doing, your behaviors, but your own magical ability. And a lot of that comes through observation. Capricorn is where we step into the higher upper limits of how to control. But for so many of you, it's been hard to accept that you don't really have to control a lot of this process. You just have to be yourself. And now as this emerges from your subconscious and you gain conscious awareness evolved by Jupiter, and all that Scorpio energy in the 12th house to the Sag is literally transforming your spiritual understanding. All I can say is congratulations. All I can say is I know I have RBF and it doesn't look like I'm that happy or whatever, but I really do, I'm thankful for you. I really do appreciate you, because many are called, but few are chosen. And I'm not in the business of building cults, but not that I'm opposed to them either, but it's it's definitely something that is really cool, that we can create this very authentic community of people who give a damn about their spirituality. Ooh, we got the Leo King in the building. That's what's up. That's really what's good. Other than that, though, I'm really just really be mindful of the glitches in the matrix that occur with this square that we have, and with a lot of how many things that have been hidden in plain sight in your reality just come into realization and into moments. So before I evoke the elements, anything else you want to add to Apada?
Honestly, this you pretty much hit everything on the head, and it's really as far as you can see it, because even I had this kind of profound experience not that long ago where I went out to the shoreline where, from where I live, there's like this landmass beyond the water. So it looks like there's always something there. But when I went to the shoreline and I saw nothing out on the horizon, it kind of snapped me back to like, oh crap, like this is like experience itself is infinite. So it's really just embracing your imagination. And so for Susie, I am single, but unfortunately I am not interested in the ladies. So dun dun dun, dun. Sorry, not to touch any hopes or dreams, but just wanted to do that. Which is honestly also kind of a real thing. It's like being honest with what you desire and what like you need, because we're in this period now with the North Node and Cancer. Like you have to focus on what you need now. So it's like you really have to really be honest with like, if this fucking reality doesn't work, and I apologize for swearing, but create a new one, make a new one. It's like, I'm a Pisces moon, like embrace the fantasy, embrace the reality that you want, ignore whatever's going on around you, not in the sense of neglect, but just realize that you are in the new world and you don't have to resist it. You don't have to, fight life in order for it to go your way, because that's really what this Mars and Pisces transit is really also trying to get you. It's, you don't have to do anything so much as just believe and allow it to flow with you. And there's one more thing, but I can't quite remember what it is. So I guess
whenever you remember, just let me know and you can say it for sure. I thought it was, now that we're on the topic of sexual orientation, someone really asked me, someone said something to the point yesterday about me being bisexual, and how that she's very glad I'm bisexual. And I was like, what made you think I was bisexual? And it was during that live I was talking about, hitting on the water sign ladies. So she must have thought I was gay. And then, of course, I talked about hitting on ladies. She thought I was bisexual. So I didn't know I come off that way. I didn't know.
Honestly, I don't even think it's you so much as just the Gemini energy. Like I've met so many Geminis who are like genuinely bisexual. So I think that it's just some natural kind of thing, because I know so many Leos and double risings and Leo risings who get called gay all the time. So it's really, also this matter of just like perception and how people perceive you. So it's really just kind of trying to, figure out what's real, but it's ultimately only you can decide what your reality is and what everything is. Of course, everyone's going to, like, if someone's going to call you a peanut butter jelly sandwich, then essentially you're going to be a peanut butter jelly sandwich to someone at some point in time, So it's like, I guess that's what it is.
Whether you are or not, of course, that gets into all Virgo and Gemini actual physical reality. But just extending off of what Tim says, we're going to like breathe down to our diaphragms and connect with the elements. But I invite you, as you set your intention, to just believe. That's really my practical exercise for you. There's about maybe less than 12 to 24 hours left of this new moon. And I want you to believe in something that you may not feel is possible, or just one part of your intention, and see how this comes to play. Let's make this practical, even though there's like no earth energy really. But yes, I would like for you to breathe down to your diaphragm. And as you breathe down to your diaphragm, you're breathing in and feeling the intention you're setting. Feel it as if it's already here. What is your greatest vision? Where do you see yourself in 6 months from now? Because manifestation cycles, shout out to Life Misspelled, usually take about 6 months. So everything that is new now will manifest in Gemini season. Where do you see yourself in June? Who are you with? What have you accomplished? How do you feel as you envision that? And the vision activates the Sag energy. Breathe this down to your diaphragm and breathe out gratitude as you are now manifesting this in your reality. The candles are going to be at the 7 o'clock ritual on my channel, so stay tuned. But once again, breathe in down to your diaphragm, breathe out gratitude.
So to quickly interrupt, it's very important that you actually do genuinely stimulate the diaphragm and make sure that you're getting in the total lung capacity, because Sagittarius and Jupiter rule the diaphragm. And so because that's the muscle that allows the lungs to expand and contract, which is ruled by Gemini, there's really this very, very powerful magical aspect with your breathing. So when we tell you to breathe deep in your diaphragm, it's not just for, you know, the sake of calming down, but for so many more magical purposes. And it's really just as simple as keep just breathing. It's really just as simple, because you're bringing your attention to your body, you're calming everything down, and that will bring more positive things to you. So yeah, just keep continuing to breathe.
And just to remind you, oh, by the way, Nanera, if you don't have candles, you don't have to skip out. It is totally fine. You can join. Just to remind you about how easy this is, and just how I don't even like to call it law of attraction, because it's really just manifestation. I remember one time, without any expectation, I realized how important it was for me in my life at that time in my life to eat a cheeseburger sandwich. And no one really could convince me otherwise. I just knew it was a very important thing that had to happen. I felt the hunger and I wanted it. And this was a few years ago. And, you know, my mother came back home and she had already had a cheeseburger sandwich with her. And she didn't tell me she was going to buy a cheeseburger. It just happened. And that's what kind of keyed me in to manifestation, right? I saw this ad with Tony Robbins, and I think he was saying, what is the one thing that separates those who are successful or not? And it's hunger. But not that hunger might be the key to manifestation, but that's just how easy it is. So don't necessarily worry about how. Just really focus and know that whatever you're intending is coming through. We are now going to connect with the earth. As you breathe down to your diaphragm, or succubuses, that's amazing. As you breathe down to your diaphragm, you want to feel the energy of the earth rising up your feet. We're going to connect the earth element. After we connect the earth, we'll connect the air by just envisioning white light coming down, and that will connect all our energies while we're grounded with earth. Then we'll heal ourselves with water and evoke passion with fire and start the ritual. So as you breathe down to your diaphragm, feel the energy, feel all your stress draining to the earth. And feel the energy of the earth coming up your feet and rising up to your crown, anchoring you. As you breathe down to your diaphragm, your intent, you'll know you're doing it right because your body language shifts as you feel this victory. You are also welcome to do this mudra, which will help align your chakra. This is a chakra mudra. You just put your thumb with the 2 fingers and this here, or you can do the prana mudra. These will help build energy. For those of you who've just joined, we have just started. You came right on time. Breathe deeply down to your diaphragm. Breathe out gratitude. Once you have felt the earth rise up to your crown, I would like for you to feel or envision white light representing all of our energies shining down from your crown, down to your feet, and into the ground. The earth, you want to rise slowly. The light is just going to flash down as light travels faster than it takes Usain Bolt to win a race. Or faster than it takes Takashi 69 to gain another court case. As the light travels down, you are welcome to say affirmations to raise the vibration. Now that we have anchored the air, we are connected just with intent. You could say, we are successful, we are strong, we are amazing. And it is now during this time, you could take your hands and channel healing energy to your heart. As you heal yourself, we are also healing each other, adding to the strength of this. It is okay if you don't feel anything. The intent is enough. And if you have Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces energy, please know your energy is amplified even more. And you are the main healers right now. In other words, let me rephrase that. If you have Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio energy, I would like for you to direct a healing torrent of water to a representation of all of us. Enriching and clearing away your aura, clearing away the attachments and projections that people have projected towards you or that you've picked up on people. You are healed. Shameless plug, if you are not subscribed to Future Life, I highly recommend you try out our free trial. Tim or Paladati has amazing health horoscopes. I keep updated with moon signs and weekly horoscopes. And we have amazing creatives from Jax to Tamara to the Leo King. Join the fam. It is only growing. And shout out to those of you who are already subscribed. You guys are amazing. I would now like for you, as you heal yourself, Tanya, you could totally start in where we're at right now. We are connecting the elements. As you heal yourself, envision a water bubble or a water blue aura ball expanding to about 4 or 5 feet around you. And you're in this healing water bubble. And finally, as we invoke the fire, I would like for you to envision an ember around you, taking that water bubble and heating it up, burning away all impurities. This is to charge your intent. If you have Leo, Aries, or are Sagittarius, you're welcome to dance, spin around, feel passion as we raise the vibration. But if you would like to calmly just envision fire, that will work as well. Let the fire envision your intent and wear it like energy clothes around you as you are now charged with your intention. And we can now pass this over to Apollodite now that we've charged our energy whenever you're ready.
Amen. Beautiful job. So you really just want to stay in this vibration. It's really just that simple. So considering we are evolving to the next level, there cannot be a new beginning without a goodbye to the old. And that's just the way it goes. And so what we're going to do today and what we're going to do on this new moon is we are going to make a, not necessarily a list, because you don't even need paper, you don't need pen, because it's really just a appreciation. It's sort of like a love message, if you will, to yourself, to your higher self, and to all that is, because you, through overcoming your trials and tribulations and struggles, are now in the place to receive everything that you want. And so it's really just bowing out of the old and saying hello to the new. So with this Sag Pisces energy, it's really just as simple as believing and then, seeing it. And you don't even really need to do anything. So it's really just as simple as keeping that vibration and, keeping these balanced elements and keeping that energy flowing. So now that you have all four in, it's really just as simple as concentrating. You can concentrate it in your heart. You can concentrate it in your full body. I recommend the heart. And really just, we're going to essentially super heal, but it's not even that. It's more like we're evolving. It's sort of like in a Pokemon game, when you give a certain Pokemon a stone, it will evolve and move into the next phase. And so you have the stone in your hand now. It's really just allowing your higher self and your lower self to officially really meet. And it's really just a message of gratitude. Think of legendary Cancer Ariana Grande and her hit song Thank You Next. You want to be invoking that energy of being grateful and keeping that vibration of gratitude, but understanding that you're not repeating the same mistakes. You're now moving to the old or the new by moving away from the old. So shout out to the Leo King doing spiritual dance music and 20. And so let's just start it now. And it's really just as simple as, just saying thank you. Thank you to yourself. Thank you for your enemies even, and for the obstacles that you've had to overcome, because now you are here and you are receiving so many blessings. I can't stress this enough. Like, English isn't a good enough language for emphasizing the importance of understanding that this is it. This is the new world that you've been accepting and that you've been wanting to move into. And so it's really just as simple as, letting the tears flow, letting them cry. If you feel the emotional release, let it go, let it flow. So really just keep that energy and just really say thank you. And just saying positive affirmations to yourself, to your higher self, to, everyone that has ever been a part of your life. And it's really that expansive. And there's no wrong answer. And it's not even like you're detaching from the negative energy, because you've already done that. So it's really just a genuine message of gratitude. So you can do this silently. You can do this aloud. You can hug yourself. You can hug yourself as a child. You can heal that inner child that never got to experience what it wanted until now. And that's the key takeaway, is that you can have that life that you've wanted. It might not be in the exact same context that you might have wanted, but you can still have the experience and the joy that is greater than that. So it's not a matter of grieving the old, but welcoming in the new through acceptance. So that's really what this full moon's all about. So really just hold it on, hold it in your center, hold it in your body, and just smile, be grateful. If you feel, some form of addiction or something, some demon, laugh at it, because Sagittarius rules laughter. And it's even more true if you think about it, since laughter is generated through the diaphragm, which is Sagittarius' ruling organ. Yeah. So isn't that kind of interesting? So honestly, like, it's really, I'm not even necessarily trying to invoke anything, because the elements were really the energy, and I'm just trying to get you to generate, and focus that, see your pure chakras aligned, see, the Garden of Eden around you, see the fruits of your labor starting to bloom around you. Everywhere you walk, the soil is ripe with life, and you really want to keep that energy with you, and everyone that you touch is blessed. And holy. So it's really just congratulations, beloved. And you really don't have to do anything other than just keep your focus on the dream and keep your focus on your heart. So, really don't overcomplicate things. Don't make things more difficult than they need to be. And please don't feel like you have to explain yourself. Please don't feel like your value is somehow lesser because other people don't see your worth and they don't see your vision. So disregard the peasantry, which is not a state of wealth, but a state of mind and energy. So honestly, if we want to do a little bit of ceremony, because I am a double Leo, really even just rubbing your hands together, just really generating some energy and imagine some electricity generating the static electric love energy with Sagittarius' thunderbolt, which will strike you and leave you feeling incredible, but also leave you gasping for air. So really just imagine the energy drawing between your hands, sort of like a Jacob's ladder, and how the energy will just continuously kind of rise. And when you're ready, just kind of shock it on your heart. And I know it sounds kind of like crazy, but you're going to feel it, and you're going to feel it vibrate through your body. And you just want to embrace it, and you don't even want to overthink it. And even if you don't actively think of it, especially if you have earth energy, worry not, because that energy that you're charging up is going to jolt your heart and fill you with love. So honestly, congratulations, beloved. That's really that I can only say, because you did the work. And like Mike said, we've been doing this collectively for so long. So yeah, honestly, that's about it. So we think we should get into the cards.
And yeah, a great supplement. Make sure you all tune in to the Leo King and watch his spiritual dance music, because the energy of Sagittarius is charged best through dancing. I couldn't literally think of any better thing to do after this. I mean, even if you dance on your own, just make sure you dance after the ritual, because this will evoke joy and this will help supercharge your manifestation. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be awesome.
All right, so I will be pulling from the Radiant Rider Waite Tarot again,
and I will be pulling from the Wisdom of the Oracle.
All righty. And yeah, don't forget to check us out on Future Life. I have a daily health horoscope. Mike has every lunar phase horoscope, if we want lunar reports, and they are spot on. They are incredible, and it's only $6 a month, and you can cancel at any time during the free trial. So highly recommend that. Not to mention, I believe we both have our December horoscopes and tarot videos out or on the way. So stay tuned for those as well. So starting off, Aries. Ooh, Aries, we got the Ace of Cups. So what are you talking about? What are you worried about, dear Aries? We even got the Hierophant. So this is definitely talking about new love, new stability, new marriage even. And it's definitely talking about a lot of very blessed emotional opportunities for you to find some true, grounded sincerement. So congratulations, Aries.
And we have Yin for you. Yin, I feel, is like the Ace of Cups. This is important for you, Aries, because it's about not making the first move. You can be active and still receptive at the same time. So really allow things to happen while being aware of what's happening.
Right on. Good for you, Aries. And yeah, that card looks just like a cup too. I can't remember exactly. Ooh, we got too many cards. Interesting. So the Hierophant came out for Taurus as well. So this is interesting. So I'm going to pull another card. And we got the 8 of Wands. So I feel like, Taurus, you are really moving to a spot that is allowing you to truly live in your full, raw, spiritual authenticity and stability, where you're sort of like this papal figure that has money, but it uses it for wholesome spiritual purposes. So right on, Taurus.
And the Hierophant is the Taurus card, which is also really dope. The leg up card that we have here is actually ushering and signaling that you have support and that you're going to be connecting with the right people to give you not only a leg up on any competition perceived, but to really just do the damn thing. So be willing to accept help when needed and where necessary.
Right on. So Gemini. Ooh, interesting. So Gemini's got 2 cards. So we have the 7 of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. And with the Ace of Wands on the bottom, I feel like Gemini, you just literally have to be, I feel like you're focusing too much literally and you're not just thinking figuratively. Where the Seven of Pentacles, I'm getting this element of discontent, and this Eight of Cups is talking about a journey, but I feel like it's an internal journey, and it's really just talking about you really being honest with what you desire, regardless of the context, or even if it's something a little less rational than you might desire it.
Even if it's not rational, right? You still, that shouldn't stop you, is what you said.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, that's spot on.
Get a job, Gemini.
I don't want to. I'm just joking. We have soulmates. So that's really interesting, Gemini. Sagittarius is your 7th house of relationships. I'm not surprised. So it definitely looks like in the seeking of deeper meaning, whoever is a current soulmate to you is very key. If you don't know who your soulmate is, you will. And specifically a romantic soulmate. So someone who is a mate to your soul.
Amen. So for Cancer, ooh, okay. Ooh, we got the Cancer card. We got the Chariot card. And we also got the Queen of Cups, which is also the Cancer card. So Cancer, this is like for those who, for a representation of what Cancers have been going through, look to Ariana Grande. She's been doing this for the past like year now, with so much Capricorn opposition, and now she's coming into the bag, and Cancers in general are too. And it's not even just that, but it's you asserting self-victory and overcoming a lot of demons and a lot of enemies from your past. And it's sort of like, kind of like a Sailor Moon She-Ra kind of energy too. So even if you're a man, just embrace your feminine intuition and allow that to be your guide.
Sweet. We have a change in the wind, which is also definitely talking. It's like a Wheel of Fortune card to me. There's definitely much needed for you as well. But I get the sense that this change is going to allow you more freedom in your routine and lifestyle to spend time doing what's meaningful for you. So for those of you who've been wanting that change, it is here.
Awesome. And so Leo, the card that we have for you. Ooh, we got the King of Swords and the High Priestess. So interesting. This is it's kind of like opposite energies, because this is very logical and rational, and the High Priestess is all about intuition. So I feel like this is you understanding that fact and intuition do not have to go against one another. And we even have the Ace of Wands. So I feel like don't be counterintuitive. Don't feel like you have to rationalize things just because it might not be going quite the way you expect it. And I feel like a lot of Leos, especially with this North Node transit that we just had this weird storyline shift. And so now that we're out of our main arc, and this is Cancer's main arc, it's sort of like we have to realize that we can like do stuff now and not have to be worrying about if the universe is going to be barreling down on us. So kind of extensive message, but this new moon is finally revealing to you the storyline and the path that you want to go down next.
Beautiful. We have TikTok as well. So you can really let go of when things are going to happen, because divine timing is ruling in your life. You'll find that the focus that you have on what you desire and what you're working towards will align really well with the timing of events. So it's something good to know.
All right, so Virgo. Ooh, Virgo's gets 2 cards. So the cards we have for you. Virgo, why'd you get the Star and the Magician?
Wow.
Why are you acting brand new? Why do Virgos act like they're not magical? And I don't understand it, because it's like the other 3 will flaunt it, but Virgo's like the humble one that's like, I choose not to use my magic in this muggle world because I want to fit in. But we know you're lying, Virgo, so stop acting brand new.
Honestly, though, for me, like I get the sense that Virgo likes to act Virgo likes to keep it secret. Like they wanna do their magic when in a Scorpio way, to where it's like, oh no, I'm not magic, but I just
But regardless, very true. But regardless, so this is just talking about you creating the world that you want to live. So it's really just that basics. Like, you know, like Virgo, you don't even need cards. You know what your reality is. So stop acting like you're not in control of it. Honestly.
Nikita W said Virgo is the magician with social anxiety. So true. I think they came up with the term muggles, actually. But
they probably did.
It's funny. So the star in the magician is high magical ability, like high magical ability, probably at the strongest level. And it's saying in order to harness this, you must simply imagine. Just imagine. And that's all I know about that song. Da, 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 da. And yeah, there you go. Your imagination will harness Neptune in your seventh, literally partnering you up with this dream god or dream goddess. And you'll find that because you have such a keen awareness of details, your imagination will reflect that. And that's how you can harness this super magic power.
Okay, so Libra. This new moon for you has, we have the Queen of Swords, which is the card of Libra. This is like the third or fourth time we've had a matchup. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So cut off the dead weights, cut off the has-beens, cut off the people who are cutting you off from your bags, from, you know, like they always say, like Nikki stops bags. No. No one is stopping your bags anymore, because this is you like declaring your victory. This is you demanding your money. I feel like you have to demand your money, honestly. I feel like you have to be straight up and stop being so damn nice, Libra. And for once in your life, use your words to, like, not even necessarily, I don't want to say start something, but, you know, don't be afraid to invoke Aries. Don't be afraid to demand your worth. And, you know, you've got a sword for a reason. So if someone's holding out, you know, you can always cut them. So that's that.
Tamara, thank you so much for joining us. Glad to see you here. I love that Tim said cut off. I mean, we can cite Cardi B. I got the time to go card, so I feel that fits in perfectly with what you said and with what's happening. Like it's a wrap. There's really nothing else to salvage. It's time to definitely move on, and not because you have to let go, because there are people where you're going. There are people who need you. So, you know, it's time to meet that up.
Very true. Scorpio, for you, the card. Ooh, interesting. Scorpio, we got the Hierophant again and the Three of Swords. So I feel like you're going to have... Oh, that's interesting. I feel like, Scorpio, you're going to be killing some businesses. You're going to be doing some, I don't even say foul play, but a lot of energy is coming back to people who have wished you harm, and you're going to see a lot of foundations come away. And this is the card saying that it's sort of like a Jenga moment, where it's like you're going to have to, it's kind of almost cruel in a sense, but it's talking about divine justice. I don't know why I'm channeling this. I don't know who hurt Scorpio, but
yo, if you only knew how accurate I have chills all over my body right now.
I literally I hate saying this. This sounds so like terrifying and it's graphic almost, but it's like you're picking which sword to remove first that won't kill, but will just cause as much damage and pain. And it's not undeserved. So don't feel like you're hurting anyone.
No, dude.
Because like karma sometimes, you know, it's like the notion of punishment, like karmic divine punishment's real. And I feel like this new moon, you're going to be the headsman. So don't have any guilt with that.
Yo, like you're so on point. It's not even funny. We even have to be fair. So yeah, don't feel guilty. It's almost as if you have to do this to rebalance the scales, because they were unbalanced by how unfairly you were treated. So wow, I'm just so amazed. Thank you, Queen Ruby.
It's very powerful. I feel like a lot of Scorpios are going to be very, very happy with this new moon. And so, speaking of this new moon, Sagittarius, let's see. Shout out to Mike doing his best. Lord knows he's
doing his best. Got a Millie Rock for Sagittarius.
in
Oh,
Sagittarius. You got the Six of Cups and the Chariot. So I feel like someone from your past is definitely coming back, but I feel like it's definitely going to be new love. And together you're going to ride on this chariot into the sunset. And it's honestly going to be amazing. And even if you are single or, you know, you're with friends or someone, but it's definitely talking about nostalgic feelings coming back like a freight train. So you just really want to ride the waves of nostalgia.
and we have serendipity for you. I feel like if there was one card for Sagittarius, it would be this. Serendipity explains or means moments of luck that occur that you couldn't have planned for. Things just fortunately going your way. Come on, Sag, you have Jupiter, and Milk and Honey came out too. So if there's anyone who deserves this, you just rock out, okay? Have fun.
Amen. And so the cards that we have for Capricorn, interesting. We have Temperance and the Queen of Wands. So for you, Capricorn, this Temperance card is the card of Sagittarius. And with this Queen of Wands, I definitely feel like you're going to have to make more of an effort to show your light. And I think that might sound a little counterintuitive, but I feel like with this Temperance, don't let your passion get snuffed by any sort of Saturn melancholy coldness that might come your way. But I do feel like this is definitely talking about good balance and stability where you've been going through a lot of dryness. And it's sort of like what I'm seeing, it's kind of like you're going to go, it's almost like you go for a swim and you pop out of this puddle into this like Temperance Sagittarius Holy Land. So I definitely feel like you're going to go on an adventure this week, or not even this week, but right now, Capricorn, and don't be afraid of letting your creative, fun, passionate, uninhibited wild side out.
And Capricorn, we have, just like Libra, time to go. And I'm going to also pull all that glitters, because I think you're walking away from something that you thought was gold, and then you realized it was crap. It was just fake gold, and you don't like your time wasted. So it's time to skedaddle.
Amen. Ain't no shame in bailing, Capricorn, if it's not going to work out. Ain't no shame in bailing. But, all right. So Aquarius, the cards that we have for you are, okay, so fair game. You got the Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Wands. So honestly, I do feel that things are finally lining up to you, or up for you, or whatever it is. And so with the Five of Wands, I feel like people are honestly going to be petty. I feel like this isn't you so much as like people kind of like bickering and arguing about what they think their fair share is and what they think that they are owed from you. And as long as you didn't agree to anything, and as long as you didn't, you know, have any prior transactions, if we will, don't feel like you have to explain yourself, and don't feel like you have to hang around losers and people who are just petty and basic that, you know, want to start stuff because they're so weak on their own. They need someone else to kind of survive as an identity, which is kind of harsh, but it's true. So, yeah.
And to add on that, you know, we do have go the distance. So you're so close. I feel like that Wheel of Fortune will push you and give you the advantage. The Five of Wands is a competitive situation. So people are only petty because they'll feel like it's not fair. You have this advantage, but you want to go the distance because you are going to hit that first place, even though you won third place on the competition. But that's neither here nor there.
Right on. And so Pisces, the card that we have. Interesting. We got the Empress and the Ace of Swords. So very interesting combo, very powerful, but it's really talking about your true reality finally coming true and grounding into where when you've been seeing aliens and everyone's been calling you crazy, everyone's going to see that you're right because they're just going to start to manifest, you know, left and right. And you know, I feel like this Empress is also a representation of you really birthing the world that you want to be living in. So just knowing that and knowing in your truth and knowing that whatever very important message that your thoughts, swords, whatever you focus them on, that is what's going to create form. So don't even worry about it.
And we also have milk and honey, just like Sagittarius. So it's what Tim said is actually very true. He used an extreme example, but the stuff that you were going through that people didn't want to hear about, that they thought you needed medication for, not that the medication didn't work, but it's just a dismissive extent, they're going to go through it now, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I need to ask Pisces because Pisces went through this. And you're just going to be like, oh. But I mean, it is what it is. Y'all are really compassionate. And yeah, enjoy your bounty. That milk and honey is well deserved. It is a ever bountiful land where the Empress stays. So
amen. And the final cards that we will pull for everyone. Woo, whoa, so many. All right, the one that is trying to escape the most. Damn, so many of them. We got, okay, that one. What? Ooh, so unprofessional. Ooh, okay. So beautiful, beautiful euphemism. I can't stress this enough. We have the 7 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. What do you want? What is your happy ever after? And be honest, if you don't want something anymore, that's fine. But it's just a message that whatever cup you pick, this is the final result. There's no right or wrong answer other than not following your intuition and not being your true, authentic, righteous, integral self.
I mean, I couldn't have said that any better. That's a beautiful combination. It's like seeing in the fog what you want and knowing that it's there and it's not too good to be true. Love is all around you, my friends. There is love everywhere, all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth.
So, yeah, thank you all so much for coming. This is a really, really fun one. We got a really, really good crowd tonight. Very, very happy for that. And yeah, be sure to check us out on Future Life. We have very regular content. I have a daily health horoscope. Again, Michael has his moon messages, amongst others. We have weekly horoscopes. We've got a whole bunch of other content. We've got Tamara Jean in the house. We got Jax Atlantis and so many other amazing people. And again, $6 a month, and you can cancel the free trial whenever you want.
Amazing. And once again, just take forth whatever the beauty of us coming together is that when we leave, we leave with the love and the energy we've gathered. I didn't expect the charging of my hands and blasting to my heart to have any effect as an earth, but I felt that. So, as you take this energy forth, allow your perspective to show you your greatness as we step in a cap. Love you guys. And until next time.
Bye, everyone.